What drives a king to commit the ultimate act of defiance against the gods? In ancient Greece, the line between hospitality and hostility was sacred, and crossing it could mean the difference between divine favor and eternal punishment. This is the haunting myth of King Lycaon, whose defiance led to one of mythology's most chilling transformations. In the early days of humanity, when the Olympian gods still walked among mortals, Zeus, king of the gods, often descended from Mount Olympus in disguise. His purpose: to test the virtue of mankind, especially their commitment to xenia, the sacred law of hospitality. This divine expectation demanded generosity, humility, and respect toward all guests, no matter how humble. In the wild and mountainous region of Arcadia lived King Lycaon. Though his kingdom was prosperous, whispers of his arrogance and cruelty drifted upward to Olympus. Some even claimed he mocked the gods themselves and boasted of being their equal. Zeus decided to see the truth for himself. Disguised as a wandering traveler, Zeus arrived at Lycaon's court. The king welcomed him, but beneath the surface, suspicion and disdain simmered. Lycaon, doubting the traveler's divinity, devised a test, one meant to expose the supposed god through an act that crossed every moral and sacred boundary. At the evening feast, Lycaon offered the traveler a meal laced with deception. A dish prepared not from traditional fare, but from something forbidden, even unthinkable. He believed that if his guest was truly divine, he would sense the deception. If not, Lycaon would prove that the gods were no wiser than men. Zeus, however, saw through the ruse immediately. The moment he realized the nature of the king's cruel ploy, divine fury filled the hall. Thunder cracked, lightning split the sky, and the humble traveler revealed himself in radiant glory. Lycaon's pride turned to dread, but it was too late. Zeus pronounced judgment not with words, but with transformation. The king's body began to contort, his voice turned to a growl, and his regal form dissolved into something wild and primal. In moments, Lycaon had become the first of his kind, a wolf, cursed to roam the wilderness, embodying the savage nature he had revealed through his actions. According to legend, even in this new form, Lycaon retained his human awareness, a mind burdened by the memory of his misdeeds, now trapped within the body of a beast. His palace fell to ruin, and his lineage was said to be struck down or scattered, serving as a cautionary tale for generations to come. The myth of Lycaon echoed throughout the ancient world, later inspiring tales of werewolves and other creatures of transformation. But beyond the supernatural, this story held deeper meaning. It warned of Hubris, the dangerous overconfidence that leads mortals to challenge the divine. It emphasized the sacred duty of hospitality, a pillar of Greek society. And it showed how power, unchecked by morality, can turn even kings into monsters. In ancient Greek belief, one's outer form reflected the soul within. Lycaon's curse wasn't just a punishment, it was a revelation. His true nature had always been that of a predator. The transformation merely exposed what lay beneath the crown. Even today, Lycaon's tale feels strikingly relevant. It reminds us that our actions, especially how we treat the vulnerable and unknown, reflect our truest selves. And that justice, even if delayed, will find its way. In the end, the story of King Lycaon is not just about a man turned wolf. It's about the dangers of pride, the sacredness of compassion, and the unbreakable thread of moral law that we ignore at our peril.